All right. So we have this recent Iranian mess. Trump orders Soleimani to be killed, and they successfully do away with him and some other bad guys. By the way, I refer to him as Salami now. It's just easier for me. Then we have the threat of the Iranian retaliation. We were all on pins and needles until we found out that it ended up being a complete dud. Now, let me say, I love politics. I like debating. It's entertaining. It's funny. Just enjoyable for me. And so even when this had the political tone to it, that was kind of fun. Even better, it took us away from impeachment for a couple of days. Wow. Thank Jesus for that, because, man, that's the most boring political thing we've ever had. So all of that is good. But it turns ugly, though, with the retaliation part. And by the way, during the political stuff, we had people on the left saying we're going to go into World War III, that they're going to be doing the draft again. And I was just laughing at that thinking, are you serious? But then I Googled, and listen, we still have a selective service department. There's an actual office with 150 federal employees that we're paying, I'm sure, good salaries to sit doing I don't know what. Because let me assure you, there will never be another draft. But that aside, all that stuff is fun. But here's where the awful truth comes in. So the Iranians were threatening this retaliation. And so we're watching, we're just all on pins and needles. And then that night, the missiles began to fly and to fall. And, we didn't know where it was going to be, who the attack was going to go be directed at, were there going to be multiple. I mean, we didn't know anything. But when we finally knew that the attack was against or towards one particular Air Force base in Iraq, missiles were from Iran, we then just had to wait to hear how much damage there was. When we found out that it was a dud, that no Americans lost their lives, not even a scratch, for me, I was so relieved. I was so excited. And I realize that's not the end. I mean, Iran's been attacking us. They're going to continue. But at least the big threat is over. It's obvious they don't want retaliation from us. But here's the awful truth. As I flicked around the channels and I went to the left-leaning places like CNN and MSNBC, I was stunned at they couldn't even hide it, the disappointment of so many people that it was a dud. Now, I'm not going to say they wanted Americans to die, but let me tell you now, they would have gladly used that story, that collateral damage, to bolster their narrative of how horrible Trump is and how badly we need to impeach him or get rid of him or whatever else. And let me tell you something. I don't care. You can impeach him. You can vote him out. That's all fine. But to take advantage of Americans dying, that's awful. And my friends, listen, not the press, but I ask you, did you have a sense of disappointment when you found out it was a dud? Because if you did, you need a gut check. You need to reassess your values and remember what's most important about being an American.